Have you ever had that feeling? You finally see that $1,000 sitting in your bank account, and suddenly you freeze. You start wondering, should I invest this? Should I just keep it safe? Or should I roll the dice on whatever everyone is talking about online? If that's you, don't worry. You're not alone. Most people think investing is only for guys in expensive suits, sitting in glass boardrooms at Wall Street, talking in confusing jargon. But here's the truth for 2026. Investing your first $1,000 is the most important financial decision you will ever make. Why? Because it's not just about the money, it's about your mindset. The amateur's trap. Most people wait until they have enough money to start, or worse, they throw $10,000 at a hot stock they saw on TikTok because they're afraid of missing out. Usually, they end up with nothing. The success path. Real investors know that if you can't manage $1,000 correctly, you'll never be able to manage $1 million. Our goal today isn't about get-rich-quick schemes, crypto moonshots, or any of that financial mumbo-jumbo that makes your eyes glaze over. We're going to use simple language to wake up that money sitting in your savings account and turn it into a real wealth-building machine. Remember, this $1,000 isn't just capital. It is your declaration of independence from living paycheck to paycheck. Before you get too excited and start throwing your $1,000 at the stock market, we need to have a heart-to-heart. I know you want to skip straight to the part where you make money, but listen closely. Your $1,000 might not be ready to invest yet. I know it sounds crazy, but if you skip this step, you're trying to build a skyscraper on a foundation of sand. Wealthy people didn't get wealthy by skipping the boring stuff. They got wealthy by doing the boring stuff exceptionally well. The first piece of armor you need is a Quy Khẩn Cấp, an emergency fund. Think about it. You invest your $1,000 and 3 months later, your car breaks down. If you don't have a buffer, you'll be forced to sell your investments at the worst possible time, probably when the market is down, just to pay for repairs. That's how people lose money and swear off investing forever. You need at least 1 month of basic expenses tucked away in a safe, high-yield savings account before you touch the market. The second piece of armor, credit card debt. If you're carrying a balance on a card with 20% interest, investing your money for a 10% return is like trying to fill a bucket with a giant hole in the bottom. It's bad math. The rule of thumb: if your debt interest is above 15%, pay it off first. That's a guaranteed 20% return on your money, better than any stock you'll find. Low interest debt? If it's under 6%, like a mortgage or a cheap car loan, you're safe to invest while paying the minimums. Once your financial armor is on, you aren't just an investor, you're an investor who can't be stopped by a flat tire or a credit card bill. All right, your armor is on. Now it's time to pick your weapon. Where you put your $1,000 is almost as important as what you buy. Why? Because of taxes. In 2026, you basically have 2 main paths. Understanding the difference could literally save you tens of thousands of dollars over the next 2 decades. The first path is the Roth IRA. This is the ultimate wealth-building tool for regular people. With a Roth IRA, you invest money that you've already paid taxes on today. But here's the magic part. Every single dollar of growth is completely tax-free. Let that sink in. If your $1,000 grows to $50,000 by the time you retire, you keep all $50,000. The government gets zero. Nothing. It's the closest thing to a cheat code in the financial world. The only catch: the money is meant for your future self, so it's locked away until you're 59 and a half. Now, the second path is a taxable brokerage account. This is for those of you who want flexibility. There are no age limits or no withdrawal penalties. You can put money in today and take it out next year if you need it. The trade-off is you have to pay capital gains taxes on your profits. It's still a great tool, especially for shorter-term goals, but you won't get that tax-free magic of the Roth IRA. So which one do you choose? If you're playing the long game for retirement, Roth IRA. If you want the freedom to use your money in 5 or 10 years, taxable account. There's no wrong choice here, just different tools for different missions. Now we're at the part everyone's been waiting for. What do you actually buy with that $1,000? First, let me tell you what not to do. Do not buy whatever stock your cousin mentioned at a barbecue. Do not buy into a moonshot crypto coin you saw on Reddit. That's not investing. That's gambling. If you want to gamble, go to Las Vegas. At least there you get free drinks. Real wealth is built through something called the three-fund portfolio. It sounds fancy, but it's actually the simplest and smartest way to own almost every successful company on Earth. Here's how you split your $1,000. 60 to 70% goes into a total stock market index fund. Think of names like VTSAX or FXAIX. By doing this, you instantly become a partial owner of Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and thousands of other giants. You're not betting on one company, you're betting on the entire American economy. Historically, that has been one of the best bets in human history. 20 to 30% goes into international index funds, names like VTIAX or FTIIX. This is your diversification. If the US market slows down but Europe or Asia booms, you're covered. You're spreading your risk across the entire global economy. The final 0 to 10%? That can go into bonds. But honestly, in 2026, if you're young and starting with your first $1,000, you probably don't even need bonds yet. You want that money working at full speed in stocks. Here's the secret that Wall Street doesn't want you to know. This boring strategy consistently beats about 90% of professional money managers. Those guys in expensive suits try to outsmart the market and fail. You, by simply owning the whole market and keeping your fees low, will likely end up wealthier than them. Boring isn't bad. In investing, boring is rich. You've got your armor, you've picked your weapon, and you've chosen your strategy. Now it's time for the final step, turning that $1,000 into a machine that runs on autopilot. Because here's a secret about the rich. They don't wake up every morning and decide whether to invest. They've already decided. The most successful investors aren't the ones who started with the most money. They're the ones who never stopped adding to it. In 2026, technology is your best friend. You need to set up automatic contributions. Whether it's $50, $100, or $500 a month, automate it. Let your bank pull that money and invest it into your three-fund portfolio before you even have a chance to spend it on something you don't need. This is called dollar cost averaging. When the market is booming, you're buying. When the market is crashing and everyone is panicking, you're still buying, except now you're getting those stocks at a discount. By automating, you take the emotions out of the game. You stop being a victim of the news and start being a master of your math. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. Your first $1,000 isn't going to buy you a private island tomorrow, but what it will do is far more powerful. It will prove to you that you can do this. It's your declaration that you won't be working until you're 80 years old just to get by. 30 years from now, when you look at your account balance and see a number that changes your life, you'll look back at today. You'll remember this $1,000 as the moment you stopped making excuses and started building the future you actually deserve. The plan is ready. The steps are clear. Now, it's your turn to hit start.